Now, of course, many of you realize that these are really not two different congregations. True, the congregation has grown somewhat, added members since that night in John's Gospel and to the time in the reading from Acts, but it is the very same people. The very same folks who hid behind locked doors are the ones who now boldly defy the authorities. But even though they are the same people, they sure don't seem like the same congregations. One is frightened and only worried about self-preservation. The other is bold and fearless, totally focused on reaching out to others without any thought to their own safety. They are the same people with the same gifts and talents and resources, but nothing looks the same. Now, if congregations are simply the sum of their members' talents and gifts and resources, then these folks must have been awfully busy attending seminars and workshops. They must have gone to evangelism training and leadership events and motivational events. They must have spent countless hours in meetings coming up with a better mission statement and developing better programs for their church. Still, it is hard to comprehend how the same folks locked behind closed doors are now standing boldly, fearlessly before the very people who so terrified them only a few weeks earlier. When I went to seminary and I took the imaginatively titled class, Preaching and Worship, my first year, the very first sermon that I ever wrote and ever preached was from today's gospel reading. And in that sermon, I wondered how on earth Jesus could possibly hand over the reins of the church to this frightened bunch hiding behind locked doors. Could there be a less impressive group? What was Jesus thinking in setting them loose? In that first sermon, I also wondered about the congregations I had grown up in. Some were more impressive than others, but all of them could be timid and pretty unimpressive as a whole. And if Jesus had ever showed up at one of them and commissioned us the way he commissioned those people behind locked doors, I'd have wondered what Jesus was thinking then too. But when Jesus looks at those folks quivering in fear, when Jesus looks at us, he doesn't see the same thing that I see. He sees bold, fearless disciples who defy the authorities despite arrest, imprisonment, and the threat of death. Jesus looks at people who seem woefully incapable of such an important job as continuing his ministry in the world. And he sees a wonderful, incredible future. He knows that they are not limited by their frailties and uncertainties and their fears, because he does not send them out alone. Jesus says, receive the Holy Spirit. Receive the Holy Spirit. Receive the Holy Spirit. As the Father has sent me, so I send you.